The Church of Christ is the Israel of God, Galatians 6:16. The ceremonies, sacrifices, and rites of Judaism and the Old Law were, before Jesus Christ came, signs that pointed forward to him. But after he came and what was signified by them was present, those ceremonies ceased and were replaced with the sacraments of the New Testament. The destruction of the temple in AD 70 was the definitive sign that Judaism, along with its sacrifices, ceremonies, and rites, is dead and buried, and that it has been replaced by the Church of Jesus Christ. As the Catholic Church has dogmatically taught, to observe or practice the Old Testament rites after the promulgation of the gospel is a mortal sin. St. Thomas Aquinas correctly explained that the ceremonies of the Old Law signified that people were looking forward to the coming of the Messiah. Therefore, to observe Old Testament ceremonies now, after Jesus Christ has come and the gospel has been promulgated, is to pretend that the Messiah has not yet come and fulfilled what those ceremonies signified, and that is heresy and blasphemy. To observe Judaism or the Old Law now is to deny in practice that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. That's why it's gravely sinful to practice Judaism or observe the ceremonies of the Old Law now after the promulgation of the gospel. It's also why any rebuilt temple dedicated to such defunct rites would not be the temple of God. Thus, the temple of God where the man of sin sits is certainly not a rebuilt temple of Jerusalem or a Jewish temple. The false position that the temple of God will be a rebuilt Jewish temple is typically connected to the false doctrine that Jews in the New Testament period are the people of God, or that their religion is, quote, of God. And that is totally wrong. It is in fact a heresy, one widely held in our day. But the Bible is very clear. True Christians, not unbelieving Jews, are Israel and the people of God. 1 Peter 2:9 demolishes the notion that any group other than the church are the people of God when it says of true Christians, "But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession." As we can see, Christians, not Jews, are the chosen race / the people of God. Colossians 3:12 sets forth the same truth. In fact, every time the term chosen is used in the New Testament, it refers to Jesus Christ or to Christians. It never refers to Jews or to a specific physical race. God's chosen people are not those who have physically descended from Abraham or joined themselves to those physical descendants, but rather those who have been spiritually regenerated in Christ and maintain his true faith. Galatians 3:16 informs us that the promises were made to Abraham and to his seed, and that Abraham's seed is not many but one, that is, Jesus Christ. Galatians 3:29 then tells us that if you are Christ's, you are Abraham's seed. That is Scripture's infallible teaching on the seed of Abraham. Nothing could be more clear. This is also why in Acts 3:23, St. Peter, speaking of Jesus Christ, true God and true man, says, "And it shall be that every soul who does not listen to that prophet shall be completely cut off from the people." The Bible teaches that Jews who don't accept Jesus Christ are completely cut off from the people of God. Thus, any house or temple they would construct would not be the temple of God. There is an abundance of additional scriptural evidence that could be cited to further prove that Christians, not Jews, are Israel and the people of God. Since we're discussing the term Temple of God in the prophecy of 2 Thessalonians 2:4, it should be noted that numerous commentators have pointed out that in his epistles, including in 1 and 2 Thessalonians, St. Paul takes terms that were originally reserved for Israel and applies them to the church. St. Paul teaches that the church has taken the position of Israel. Many passages prove that those outside of Jesus Christ and his church are not of God. They are not Israel, and they have no part with him. They need to be converted to the true faith of Christ to be part of the Israel of God. Hence, any non-Christian or Jewish temple built in Jerusalem, including one that purports to be a restoration of the ancient temple, would not be the temple of God. It would just be another temple of the devil dedicated to a false religion.